This individual showed up to impede a law enforcement operation and assaulted our officers. They responded according to their training and took action to defend the officer's life and those of the public around him.
Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem taking questions tonight after a man who family has identified as Alex Preddy was shot and killed by a federal agent this morning in Minneapolis. The Department of Homeland Security says the man was armed and agents acted in self-defense.
And the Trump administration has already called Alex Preddy a domestic terrorist. He was a nurse. We send our heartfelt condolences to his family and to his friends. And all Americans should be outraged at this unaccountable, violent federal force which is operating with impunity in our city.
Minnesota Senator Tina Smith voicing her frustration on the deadly shooting today. Her opinions echoed with many lawmakers in the state. Good evening and thanks for joining us on 12 News at 9. I'm Chase Golightly. This marks the second shooting death of a U.S. citizen in Minneapolis this month involving federal agents. Tonight, people across Arizona are reacting. Multiple demonstrations took place from Phoenix to Mesa. 12 News journalist Gabriela Becerra is live in downtown Phoenix, where people are still gathered outside the ICE field office. Gabby, you've been out there since about 6 o'clock. What are you seeing there now?
Hey Chase, there's still a few dozen protesters standing out here right now, waving signs at any cars that drive by. Some are speaking on megaphones, trying to get to the attention of anyone who might be inside of the Department of Homeland Security office building out here. But these protests at this location specifically have become more common over the last several weeks. But the people I talked to today say they were motivated by this latest shooting in Minneapolis.
Got a lot of emotion in this.
Hundreds of anti-ICE protesters stood together on Central Avenue in downtown Phoenix.
Just tears, sadness, fear.
Many of them sharing the same feelings.
Very angry, very angry.
With a similar message.
Nobody wants to step up to Trump and put a stop to this.
Protesters tell me they disagree with how President Donald Trump and his administration, including the Department of Homeland Security, is handling immigration enforcement.
Calm it down. It feels like this is the intention of this administration, is to scare people.
That belief now fueled by another deadly shooting involving federal officers in Minneapolis on Saturday.
I was just in shock watching that, but not surprised.
Justice for Renee, and I added and Alex today.
According to DHS, 37-year-old Alex Jeffrey Preddy was shot and killed after allegedly approaching federal agents during a targeted operation.
This looks like a situation where an individual wanted to do maximum damage and massacre law enforcement.
President Donald Trump and DHS officials report the man was armed with a handgun at the time of the incident.
I don't know of any peaceful protester that shows up with a gun and ammunition rather than a sign.
Protesters across Arizona are demanding accountability from federal officials.
I wanted to be out here because it's important to show up and make noise and make sure that everybody else knows that this is not okay.
They want to see a full and fair investigation conducted on the shooting.
I love this country. I don't love what's happening to it right now.
Now, one time tonight when you saw those hundreds of protesters marching this way towards the ICE field office, there was some Phoenix police officers with them kind of monitoring the situation. They've since left since the crowd has dwindled. They tell us that they're supporting and protecting everyone's right to protest. And like other Valley law enforcement agencies have told us that they will not condone violence, though. So we'll continue to monitor this situation and share any updates with you if we have them, Chase.
Gabby, thanks. Now to another top story we've been tracking. We're still under a weather impact alert, and if you're headed into the high country, you'll see why. Take a look at Sunrise Ski Park in the White Mountains. Snow has been coming down there much throughout the afternoon. You can actually see some skiers and snowboarders out there. Same thing in Flagstaff at Arizona Snow Bowl. Snow showers moved through today as well. Again, the place filled with people skiing and snowboarding. A lot of long lines out there. We know that Flagstaff has really been waiting for this. You can even see it at the train depot in Flagstaff. Seeing some snowfall on the ground from earlier today. It looks like some of it is starting to stick to the ground. But meteorologist Chris Dunn joins us now. So Chris, how much snow did the high country get today?
Yeah, the only reports we've had so far are from Flagstaff at the airport, 1 inch, and Belmont, just out to the west of Flagstaff, with 0.8 inches. We will be getting additional reports during the day tomorrow after all is said and done. And that snow is moving out of Flagstaff rather rapidly. And we have rapid cooling and clearing across northwestern Arizona. The snow will continue across the upper rim areas and into the White Mountains for another good 6 to 7 hours or so. The snow forecast basically overnight tonight. A couple of spots could see an additional 3 to 6, a large area of 1 to 3. That would include Show Low and Pine Top, Lakeside and Eager as well in eastern Arizona. All of this is moving out in that direction. We still have the winter weather advisory that goes until 5 o'clock in the morning tomorrow for the purple shaded areas, also including the Chusca Mountains, 2 to 6 inches up there to the north. The highest peaks in the White Mountains, 6 to 12. And boy, what a mess across the country. This is just kind of the tail end of a whole line of snow and ice and rain and bitter Arctic cold that is sweeping down out of the north and causing all kinds of travel problems. The ice accumulation map from Dallas across Little Rock, Memphis, Nashville, and to near Charlotte, North Carolina. And also the bitter cold. This is a big story across the country. 16 for the high in Oklahoma City and 9 below zero, the high for Fargo, North Dakota tomorrow. I'll be back with the rest of our forecast, including a much warmer trend coming up in the 7-day forecast. That's just in a few minutes. Chase?
Chris, thanks. And like he was saying, this winter storm is bringing snow, ice, and bone-chilling temperatures to much of the U.S. this weekend. You can see here the streets of Memphis, Tennessee are already covered with snow and sleet. States of emergency were declared in several states, and forecasters say tens of millions of people from Texas through New England will be affected. But back here in the valley, we saw a first in Tempe today. The city held its first official Lunar New Year celebration, welcoming in the Year of the Horse. Check it out. Visitors watched lion and dragon dances. Organizers say it's the largest dragon parade in the country. And of course, there was an array of authentic Asian food to choose from.
We are very proud of our heritage, our AAPI culture. We want to do our best as our mission to promote this in America, and we thank God because He's been so generous to us. The city of Tempe and Mayor Woods have loved us, and they've endorsed us as the official Lunar New Year Festival of City of Tempe.
The 2-day festival continues through the weekend, so if you missed it today, don't worry. You can head out to the park tomorrow from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m.